Okay, so for my project, I did finding a couple employees' net pay based off some deductions, a bonus, and gross pay. And this is calculating them for 1 week. And so we're just going to pretend like it's like a bonus given for that 1 week, and that the employees didn't work the second week. They work on a bi-monthly payment. Sorry if that's confusing. But so to find the employee's gross pay, I used time cards. And so I needed to find their actual time worked. So I used the total time I found with the time cards, which I'll explain in a little, and multiplied that by 24 and the amount of hours. Or yeah, this is the wage rate, and then multiplied, or no, this is the wage rate, L13. Sorry, L13, and then P5 is the amount of normal hours worked, and then K13 is the overtime. So with the time cards, I found the total hours worked per day using the mod function, subtracting the start from the end time, and using the one as the divisor, and then subtracting all of that by the difference between the time back in out of lunch, and then the time taken out for lunch. That probably doesn't make sense, but like, yeah. And then to calculate like the weekly hours they were accruing after each work day worked, I would add the adjacent and then previous weekly hours to find the sum of their total hours. For overtime hours, I used an if statement since Morgan didn't have any overtime hours, so I need to account for that. And I did this by subtracting their weekly hours minus this 40 hours reference over here. And if that was greater than 0, then it would display that number. If not, it would just display 0. So there's that. And then I hard-coded their wages. And then for this, I used tables and labels. So this table's bonus, you can see up here, and this one's employee bonus. And so I made a table explaining the bonus structure for the executives as I talked about in my problem. And I did multiple Y values or axes, I guess. And so I had to reformat that table to make that look right. And I added labels for each axis, performance score and bonus percentage, and then also numbers for each section. So with the performance tier and score, I made sure to include the labels, like exceptional, exceeds expectations, that kind of thing. And then I also had a key for which what amount of tenure and which line that corresponded with. And then I added data labels to the lines itself, specifying when what kind of bonus percentage someone would expect to get based off their tenure and then their performance score. Okay, and then to find the employees' bonus percentages based off their scores and their tenure, I used the index and match functions. And so I started by just referencing this entire table within just the performance score to the end of the 5-year tenure. And then I matched Riley's performance score of 70 to 79 to the performance score to find which row to reference. And then I matched the 0 to 2 tenures with which column I was wanting to reference to ultimately find the percentage 5, which is between 0 and 2 and 70 and 79. Okay, and for deductions, I just created these tables and hard-coded them. I initially wanted to make it more complicated, but I have already been working on this for a while, so I because it's a bi-monthly payroll, even though it's just 1 week, we're pretending like they didn't work the second week. I have to divide the health insurance cost by 2 because these costs are per month. And so Riley had the employee-only premium plan, so per month it was 200, but then divided by 2 is 100, so that's what he's expecting to pay on this paycheck. And Taylor's 450, so 225. And then these just referenced which percentage they wanted to contribute, and if they had any additional benefits. Morgan had dental and vision, so that was their additional benefits. And then bonuses, I just referenced the table over here. Okay, so for gross pay, I calculated the, I think I already talked about this. Okay, sorry, my brain is tired. I used the HLOOKUP function to find the employees' bonuses by using, or multiplying it by their gross pay, and then using HLOOKUP to find the percentage that they had. So looking up the bonuses, I referenced the label at the top, and then the deductions, which were here. Or wait, no, not here. Deductions, which is here. This one. Deductions. Okay. And then it was the second row since it was one down from the labels. So that's how I calculated the bonuses. And then for deductions, I referenced the deductions table and used gross pay for multiplication of the 401k and added that to any deductions that were additional benefits and the health insurance, which was this. However, in here, I actually changed it to reference the health insurance column and find it from there, which brings us to the mega formula that I tried to create. Wait. That I tried to create. Well, it could still be built out even longer, but I feel like this might count as mega formula. So let's just go through it, I guess. Yeah, basically, I referenced their gross pay and added their bonus, which was HLOOKUP point at pay, based off the bonus in which row, and then subtracted it by the deductions, which I found the health insurance with the lookup function, and that was used, the reference was Morgan, and the lookup vector was within the name, and then the results was the health insurance. And then you're subtracting that value in addition to the deductions from the additional benefits and deductions from 401k contributions multiplied by their gross pay, based off their gross pay. So yeah, that was what I did for mega formulas. And that's all I have.